Welcome to another episode of Big Ego Media. We've got a very, 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 very special guest. For the last 2 or 3 years, all I've been getting in my DMs is, Bobby, interview AC, interview AC. Where's AC? AC disappeared out the map. No one knew where he was, what he was up to. He'll pop up every now and then, but at one point the internet belonged to AC. But before we get there, I want to say a real big up to Sion London for having us over here. If you don't know about it, they're a restaurant, black-owned restaurant, based in the Dulwich area. The description will be in the bio, so make sure you check them out, and they've allowed us this venue today. So, but AC, you are someone, an enigma. I don't think there's no one in the UK who don't know about you, but let's start from the very beginning. Where are you from, and where did you grow up?
From DRC, saying Africa.
Come on.
I grew up in the UK.
Yeah. So, growing up in the UK, who did you grow up with? Did you grow up with your mom? Did you grow up with your dad? How was your childhood?
I didn't grow up with my parents.
Okay.
I grew up with like family members
Mm.
and stuff. Yeah. So, yeah. Childhood was quite interested.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, not having my parents, you know what I mean? It kind of, it had a massive impact.
Mm.
You know what I mean? On me.
Was you very aware from the beginning that, I don't have my mum or my father?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
And how did that kind of make you feel as a young man?
It was just different in the sense of, obviously, going to school and, you know, seeing other kids with their parents, and obviously, mine wasn't there. So, but I learned to basically get on with things. Learn, just live with it, if that makes sense.
So, I mean, you've kind of grown up and you kind of repped different areas. Is it because as a child you got moved around different areas a lot as a young person? Where would you say you kind of is a place you would say this is home, this is where I grew up?
Wow, like you said, you know, like I've lived in so many different parts of London. Do you know what I mean? So I think the place where I've kind of like settled, and I would say it was North London.
North London?
Yeah.
Okay.
North London, like Wood Green, Tottenham.
Okay. That's got like a big Congolese community there as well. Do you remember like growing up and seeing all Congolese people there, growing up with the Congolese people in that area? Is it something that you remember?
Yeah. Most of the people that I basically grew up with or was around at the time, like especially like my friends, they were basically like a lot of them were Congolese.
Okay.
Obviously, there was a mixed bunch. Obviously, you had the Nigerians and the Congolese, you know, Nigerians and like the Ghanaians.
Yeah.
But it was mostly Congolese.
Yeah. I mean, how was you at school? Did you excel? Did you struggle? Did you need extra support? Mediocre? How did you do at school?
I was okay at school.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was okay. You know what I mean? Obviously, I was how can I say? You know, like I did get into trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's more of a behavior problem then?
Yeah, every so often.
When would you say you kind of got yourself affiliated then with the roads? When is the time where things kind of changed for you?
Um, this started from like very young age, really. I'll say, like probably about 15,
Yeah.
like those, yeah, that age, around 15. Like I started to get myself in trouble, you know, with the police and
Yeah.
you know.
Who would you say kind of influenced your behavior at the time? Were they older guys, or they just like was just peer pressure, was just friends?
To be quite fair, the people that I was around were my age group.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's looking back now, it's almost like everyone had this influence
Yeah.
on each other.
Do you remember your first kind of act of criminality?
I think it was criminal damage.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was criminal damage.
And how was it for your the people who kind of looked after you when you see you getting in trouble with the police? What were they kind of saying to you?
It was difficult because obviously, being African, there's this level of expectation
Yeah.
that your family expect of you as a child, and how to be and how to conduct yourself.
Yeah.
And people were obviously disappointed in some of the things that I was doing. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, for they just they never gave up on me, like gave up.
So
I mean,
to fast forward a little bit. So I remember I was in HMP Rye Hill out in Rugby in 2008. I want to say going into 2009. I done over there. So between 2008 and 2009, I was in there, and that's the first time I came across you. And at that time, you was gone by the name of Spider. How did that name Spider come about?
that name basically, I named myself that when I went to Feltham. This was like, I think I was probably about just turn 17, I believe.
Yeah.
And obviously, like you go prison. This is the first time in prison, and everyone had nicknames and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, and I sat there thinking to myself, like, I need to come up with a name.
Yeah.
Like what should I call myself? And the name just Spider popped in. That was like the first name.
Do you remember
that popped into my head?
Do you remember why you went to prison at that age, at 17? Do you remember what the case was, or?
Yeah. It was a street robbery.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long did you get?
I got 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you went to prison for the first time, was it? I always ask everyone this: did you cry?
Funny enough, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So then, when I met you in 2008 in prison, was that a new case that you was on?
2008. Yes. Okay. Yes. That was a new case.
How long did you do that time, and what was that for?
That was a robbery of post office.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically I ended up getting 10 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I went in court. Obviously, I was the only person that got caught for the offence, and the judge was like, "Look, a larger money was basically stolen, and you're refusing to give the name of the co-defendants. So because of that, I'm gonna basically give you
Maximum.
sentence."
Yeah.
And ended up getting 10 years.
And then the whole 5 inside.
No, I done 7.
7. Is that extra days?
No, just 7 because back then it was you had to do like the third.
2/3. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's gone back to 2/3 for violent crime now.
Yeah.
So when you kind of came out of prison, because you done all that 7 years in prison, a long time. I done 8 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did you find transferring back into society? Because it's different how we left it. Now there was social media, YouTube and stuff like that. How did you manage to navigate? Because technology had taken over, kind of thing.
When I came out, obviously they had me down as high risk.
Yeah.
I was on MAPA.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously I had to go to a bail hostel.
Yeah.
You know, and it was hard. It was very, very hard. Like I didn't know how institutionalized I became until I came out. You know, and that's how much effect the prison had on me.
I mean, at that time as well, like we saw, obviously after, we'll get to your viral moments, but before, when we trace back, you was making music with some prominent people. You had a song with Mover. How did that even come about? And how serious was you taking music at the time? Was you always rapping? Was it ambition and passion you always wanted?
Music has always been a part of my life. Like, I'm talking like when I was about 10.
Yeah.
I used to basically like I used to sing in a church choir.
Yeah.
And back then I was living in Willesden, like Willesden Green.
Yeah.
So like my basically local church was like Willesden Green Baptist Church. That's where I used to go.
Yeah.
And we had a church, a choir, and I was the only child in that choir, and the rest were just adults, like grown man, like. So yes, that's where my love for music like really begun.
Yeah.
You know, but it's.
And then you were singing at the time, so what kind of, I know you still do your melodies, what then made you want to start rapping? Was it just growing up in the UK, listening to US rappers, UK rappers?
I've always used to sing and enjoy singing. With the rap, obviously me being a fan of the hip hop culture, do you know what I mean? So it was almost like it was about to happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I started rapping but it's almost like I used to enjoy singing more as opposed to you know, rapping.
Yeah. Cause you done, like I said, the mover song. How did that come about? Cause you're singing the hook in that.
The mover feature that I done. Basically, obviously, when I came out, 2010, it was. Obviously, I wanted to do music. Do you know what I mean? And so I knew people like from East that knew Mover. I basically one brother, I believe that you know also, um, Fabrice. I think at the time he was trying to manage Mover.
Well, my brother Fabrice.
Yeah.
Okay, you said someone that I know. Yeah, my brother. Yeah.
So, yeah. It was just a thing of, like, okay, cool. Like, he basically got me in the studio. We went in the studio. I think it was in Stratford. Yeah, it was in Stratford. We went there. We moved on, and yeah, heard the beat, moving, start rapping, and then from there, after about listening to the beat for about 5 minutes, I came up with the chorus. Do you know what I mean? And then yeah, and then that's how the feature happened.
Okay. So now we're gonna get into the mix of things now, AC. We've done the introduction, we've done your history. Now we're gonna delve into Spider transition to AC African Child. Now I remember when you had like something like 100 and something followers, right? And I'll go on your page. You might have a bit of a rant about someone and something, and then why was you ranting at the time? What was you angry about? Because you was ranting before the main viral one that everyone started coming for. What was it that you was just angry about?
I think it was just me not having to deal with some of the stuff that I'd been through, previously, in my life. Basically, the way society has dealt with me, some of the trauma that I've experienced. So when I jumped on social media thing, like I was already like battling depression.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I basically I almost kept it to myself.
Yeah.
As opposed to speaking to someone,
Yeah.
or professional or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So when I jumped on the social media, obviously, like all the pain, my anger that I had in me, it almost like I exploded. I just.
I mean, we'll get into it. The first one I remember that went viral, you was getting onto Young Spray. Do you remember what? I can't remember what that was about, to be fair. But do you remember why you decided to go into Young Spray that day?
If I was to be honest with you, I don't have any reason as to why I got onto him.
Yeah.
The way I did. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know Spray. Do you know what I mean? I've never met him.
Yeah.
But funny enough, we both know the same people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I literally just started going on one, like just cussing him and being disrespectful for no apparent reason. You know what I mean?
When you saw the views that had got, did that surprise you? Because like I said, I used to see your rants, and then I gone there one day, see 20,000 views. Did you yourself think, oh, what's going on? Who's all these people following me now? Did that surprise you?
It did. You know, it did, because it was something that I wasn't used to, and it came across as, you know, like a shock to me, you know, as to how I was able to generate so much views. But then looking back now, it kind of makes sense, because I was being a nuisance, Bobby. Do you know what I mean? I was being basically toxic, disrespectful, and unfortunately, people seem like basically like we live in a world where society tends to thrive, you know, on negativity. You know what I mean? And that's probably why I was getting all those views. Because of me being disrespectful.
After the spray one, I guess the people from Hackney then started embracing you. Then I think, God rest his soul, you linked up with Hyper. I think you guys went out to eat. I mean, how did that come about? Was it just for the back of what you said to Spray at the time, that they kind of embraced you at the time?
Yeah, definitely. It was, because obviously, to those that know the history between those, you know, between the people that we're referring to, would know. So it was almost like a thing with, I'm now cussing Spray, and the people that obviously that had an issue with him, it was like music to their ears, if that makes sense. And also, because it's something that's never really, like no one has really come forward, you know, especially like here in the UK, you know, like to basically cuss Spray. So it was, a lot of people were shocked, you know. So yeah, that's what built the bridge, you know, that connection between me and Hypo.
But then, in classic AC style, you then fell out with the Mashtown lot as well. What happened then?
Before we move on to that, I just want to say, you know, like in regards to Spray, you know, like I really want to, you know, like take this opportunity and apologize to him, you know.
That's big.
I've cussed. Not only did I cuss him, I also say some awful stuff about his mum. You know, may she rest in peace. And it was out of order. You know, it's one of those situations where I had crossed the line, and there's certain things you just do not say. You know, and that was one of those things, and I sincerely like to apologize to him and to his family and to those that are close to him if any of them was offended.
Yeah.
Do you know? I was in a really, 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 really bad place.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
I mean, I know we talked about the hyper thing, but I guess then in that same sentiment, because instead of having you maybe having to apologize every 2-3 minutes, it's like there was quite a lot of people. There was the Nines as one as well, where you've always been my guy, AC, and I said, nah, AC crossed the line there massively. Nines, I know you, Fredo, I know you had. I mean, we'll get to the Vic Santoro one separately. But like with those people that you was kind of saying those, and even to everyone and anyone that you feel like you offended. I mean, I've spoken to you offline, off camera, throughout this whole time, throughout the whole period where everything was happening, giving you advice and so on, and saying that, you know what, AC this, AC that. And I always said, guys, the AC you guys are seeing is not the AC I know on a personal level, right? But you told me you had a heart-to-heart with me. You told me you was going through things mentally. I mean, take the time to speak about those people just mentioned, but also tell us what was going through your mind and what help you was trying to get and what help you didn't get.
Going back again, you mentioned Nines. Yeah. Another person like I've never met, and I don't have any issue with Nines, you know, and yet I stepped over the line again, you know, by disrespecting his brother that's not longer here, and I want to apologize for that also. Do you know what I mean? Like, I sincerely want to apologize for some of the horrible stuff that I've said about his brother. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I had a breakdown. Like I'm gonna be honest. You know, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I was battling mental health, and also being on social media, doing all these lives that I was doing, it didn't help me one bit. It made my condition deteriorate. You know, it made it a lot worse. You know, it was though like some of the stuff that I was saying about people, I can genuinely sit here, put a hand on my heart, like it wasn't me. Like I was being like going through spiritual attack. You know, like for those that religious and believe in God would know what I'm saying. It felt as though like there was this spirit had took over me, you know, and making me do all this crazy stuff that could get me seriously hurt or even killed, you know.
And that's the thing I used to kind of, because you was talking about some serious people. And I was myself like, AC, forgive the pun, has gone mad. Like, what is he doing? Like, AC, why? You're like, nah, Bob. But it makes sense, as you're saying, because who in their right mind would be saying things about certain people if he wasn't going through it spiritually or something was happening within you? And I know people used to say in the comments to you, oh, nah, you guys are saying things, he's suffering from mental illness. When people were saying that to you, did you think they're trying to cuss me, or did you kind of understand at the time this was happening, or you didn't get it at all?
I didn't get it. you know what I mean? I mean, just I'm sure you've seen most of their lives. You know, there's somewhere I broke down so many times, like in front of the camera. Do you know what I mean? Like nobody in the right mind would do that, knowing that there's people out there that don't like you, like you. Do you know what I mean?
Making yourself vulnerable to them.
Making yourself vulnerable to people that don't like you, that can see and make a mockery out of it. Do you know what I mean? And laugh. It was out of my control. Like I could not control what I was going through. That's how scary it was. It was almost like the devil's really out here and trying to destroy me and literally end me. Like you mentioned, the people like I was cussing. Like these are not like university student. You know, like people that go to Cambridge and studying science. So these are like the boys like on the road. That's you know. Serious people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And for me, it was just like, I don't know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Let me carry on doing what I'm doing. Because at the time, it felt like it was normal.
Yeah.
But it wasn't normal to do some of the stuff that I did. And a lot of people kind of saw that something was wrong. You know, a lot of people tried to reach out to me, Bobby, like friends, and I would not listen to nobody. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was. I've never experienced like such thing ever in my life, you know. But I know what I went through was something a lot of people in this life probably gone through similar thing, and I guess the only difference is mine was done in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you why it happened that way. You know?
At that time as well, did you think those people trying to take advantage of you, the situation? 'Cause I know you're trying to make your music at the time as well. 'Cause I think your Instagram got shut down and deleted, and people took over at least 6-7 times. But it was always ever to rebuild again, straight away rebuild again. Was there people that you felt that you trusted, people that were betraying you? Who could you trust at that time?
I would just like because I was so vulnerable at the time, where I would just literally speak to any Tom, Dick, and Harry, and basically share things that, or talk about certain things that I wouldn't have necessarily spoke about had I been in the right frame of mind.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I even remember there was a time where, because I kept cussing people and the rest of it, I've had people, you know, sending me DMs. You know, oh, AC, can you cuss this person? Wow. Or they've disrespected me, or they've said something about my family or whatever. Exactly that. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I started doing. You know, like people's hit me up and said, oh yeah, this person here, he's a wrongin'. This one is a snitch. Oh, can you put him on blast? Like, I remember even at one stage where someone had basically messaged me and said, "Oh, basically, AC, can you call out this person? Like, we'll pay you. Basically, he's meant to be a snitch. Da 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 da. Can you put him on blast?" And then it's like, so if that's the case, why don't you do that yourself? You know? And my vision was blur.
Yeah.
I couldn't see ahead. You know? And it was so bad that I even starting to disrespect my own family members. And this is behind closed door.
Yeah.
This is not on social media. You know, like me disrespecting the people that I've known my whole life, people that I still love to this day, saying some of the most horrible stuff. And it's like, I wanna apologize to my family, you know? I wanna apologize to my family because I know I've let myself down, I've let my family down. And obviously a lot of them videos, them live videos getting shared around and WhatsApps and obviously a lot of African communities and stuff, and my family saw all these videos. Do you know what I mean? And I can't even imagine how they felt. Do you know? And these are the people that have shown me nothing but love. These are the people that have traveled for hours when I was incarcerated to come and visit me, show me support whilst in prison. Do you know? And yeah, I wanna apologize to my family, you know, because they've done. I come from a good family, Bobby. You know, I come from a good family, and I can't really say much more, you know.
I mean, the toughest part of that time, I guess, for you would have been also while all these things are happening, you became a father as well. At that time, how difficult was it having your child and all these things going on as well, and trying to be responsible as a father as well?
I was already a father before.
Okay.
Before I jumped on this social media thing, you know. But obviously, I wasn't living with my child.
Okay,
Obviously, you know, I was away from my child. And I think that's one of the things that also contributed to me having a meltdown, if that makes sense. Me not basically being around my child, you know. So yeah.
So let's get on to the Vic Santoro situation. So with Vic Santoro, I remember you was in Rye Hill at the same time with us. So Vic was there, you was there at the same time, 09. So I always thought you guys had a friendship. How did the tables turn on that one? Was it again just because of your mental health, you couldn't trust people? What happened there?
With that situation there, like I can't really blame anyone other than myself, do you know? Because he's never since I met this guy, he has never done me wrong or disrespected me in any way, you know. It's always been love. For some reason, I started basically calling him out, drawing him out, and being disrespectful to him. And it was a bit sad, because like I said, this is someone that's never, like, he was good to me, you know what I mean? He used to give me like advice, you know, like if I needed to speak to someone, you know, like he was one of those people that I can literally pick up my phone and ring and speak to, because the love was genuine. Do you know what I mean? And then just due to my mental health, what I was going through, you know, I just started lashing out on a lot of people.
And I always used to think that, hey, AC's turning on everyone. When's it going to be your turn, Bob? I just think, AC's going to turn on you soon. So, but it was a thing that where I could see it, and I always used to try to reach out and say, look, yo, because I've told you privately, and I think I've said it before as well. I've said the popularity of the Big Ego Media channel came because of AC. Because I had conversations with you, and the whole base was that AC's going to have a show every week, the AC show. Because I'm like, people are stealing your videos, creating content and making money out of it. Why don't you just have your own show? And that's what you was meant to do, the AC show. Every week, have your own. Obviously, it didn't work out. From the back of that, I said, oh, you know what? Let me start doing a podcast and interviewing people. So that's your influence there again that people don't know about. But I've told you this privately. I mean, let's move on to a bit more positive stuff. Bomanga. I would say that's a classic song, right? But I just feel that you didn't have the right support with you to take that song to make it. That song should have been signed to a record label. Talk to us about the process of making that song and your disappointments in regards to how it all panned out.
Yeah, that one there is it was a bit of a strange one, because even though I was going through what I was going through, I still managed to come up with an amazing song like Bumangai. Raver send me the beat, and when I heard the beat, I was music to my ear, perfect, and I didn't want to rush recording a song, because that's one of my methods when it comes to recording or writing songs. Whenever I hear a good beat, like, I always intend to want to do justice, you know. So when studio, I was there with Raver, and we've recorded a song. Okay. Yeah, recorded a song, and that was that was it really. But obviously, I knew once that song was recorded that it was gonna be a big song. Obviously, unfortunately for me, looking back now, like you said, that song was one of the songs that was meant to take me far, you know. But I think due to my behavior, I think cussing people the way I did, I think that
It
kind of
blocked you.
he kind of had he had an effect.
It's still an underground smash. Play that any Congolese event, that song still goes off till now, like literally. And I just feel like you didn't have the right support around you. But like you said maybe it's because of your own doing, in terms of how you were talking to other people. But that song should be available on Spotify, should have been available on Apple Music and so on. So, but we live and we learn, as they say, we live and we learn. So, like, as I'm saying, this is the height of AC, African Child. And then, overnight, someone that we're used to watching every single day is not there no more. Where did AC go for the last couple of years?
I literally just decided to take time off social media, because after everything that had happened, it felt as though it was this terrible nightmares or bad dreams that had happened. But then I realized, whoa, like this wasn't a dream or a nightmare. This is what really happened. So everything started to come back to me. Do you know what I mean? And then that hit me hard. It really, 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 really hit me, and I went into depression. My mental health had deteriorated. There was so much guilt that I was carrying. Realizing how bad I'd let myself down. Not just me, my family, some of my friends. And yeah, my mental health was really, really bad, and so I started basically battling, my mental health, and it got to a stage where I'll wake up and I just feel stressed, feel depressed, like wanting to give up, on life because of everything that had gone on, and where I was mentally, Bobby, like if I was to be totally honest with you, like not many people come back and being himself again. Some people they would either, like been, let's say, sectioned or heavily on medication, and I'd done that. Like I had to find the strength within, to really it was almost like a knockout blow. You know, like life had basically knocked me down. Like I'm on my face. You know, like, okay, how am I gonna get up? Because this is a situation that I'm in now, you know, that what the whole social media event, everything that happened, that wasn't a bad dream, it was reality. And now everything had basically, you know, I'm now coming to my senses now, you know, like, oh shit, like, how am I gonna deal with this now? How am I gonna face the world?
And when you see the videos that are still out there, because there's still lots of AC videos out there, does it make you cringe? And you think, oh my God, what did I do there? And how do you feel that it affects your prospects still?
I can't watch some of them videos, some of them lives that I had done, you know. Some of them are just, they are absolutely horrific. You know, like, looking at it now, it's like, that's not me. This is like, this person here, this is like a wicked, like, evil spirit that took over me. Do you know what I mean? Some of the things I said to people, like, come on, like, I would never, like, say, you know, had I been in the right frame of mind. It just, you just don't do, or say some of the stuff that I said to people. Do you know what I mean? And
would you understand if people said, well, I'm not forgiving him, fuck my man, you crossed the line?
Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? Because that's, some people are like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not expecting everybody to understand what I went through. Do you understand? But for me, the most important part is I had to basically learn to forgive myself.
Yeah.
And I also had to ask God for forgiveness. Like, one of the most important thing for me. Do you understand? And I just feel like you said, some people are not gonna want to forgive AC for some of the things I've said.
Yeah.
You know, but I can't change what has happened in the past. But what I can do is better myself as a person moving forward.
Man, amazing to hear that, man. 'Cause a lot of people don't ever take accountability, and you are here taking massive accountability for the hurt you've caused, but also shared your own history and story. And so, you know what, this is what I was going through. Because men don't speak. Men don't like to speak about their mental health. So for you to actually explain that, so people get a better understanding of what was actually going on at that period. I mean, when you even look back at that period, like, what would you say is kind of your fondest moment? I know you done these Easy Meal interviews. I think you know the poet one as well. Did you enjoy doing interviews at the time?
To be fair, I a lot of them interviews that took place shouldn't have happened, if I was to be honest, because I didn't conduct myself the right way. You know what I mean? not because I chose to, but it's because of
What you was going through.
what I was going through.
I mean, that's what, like, when you talked about this interview, that's what I was saying to you first. Like, be sure. I don't want it just to be that, I've got AC on the interview. Great for Big Ego Media. It's like, are you sure you want this interview? Are you sure you're in the right frame of mind? 'Cause I know you was away for a little while, so it's not just about, let's get a better clout because AC is there. It's like, you know what? Give him a chance and platform to say how you want to say it and get his message across. So that's what I would. And it's been, I mean, we've been talking about this for maybe 2-3 months now. We've been talking about making it happen, and it's finally happened now. I mean, talk to us now about what's going on for the future. What are your plans? What you're looking to do? So that let's end it on a positive note.
In terms of the future, obviously, I wanna carry on making music.
Yeah.
You know, something that I love doing. And yeah, and I would like to also be involved. You know, like in a boxing like match. You know.
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's the sort of thing people are talking about at that period. I mean, who would you box now? Who would you kind of still got a bit of a grudge with? Like, you know what? Oh yeah, I was suffering mentally, but you know what? I might still give you a bit of a box.
I would like to go in the ring with someone like Vic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like I don't, obviously not holding no grudge or anything, but obviously everyone knows the history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, between us. You know, and I just think it will be fair if it was to settled the matter in the ring. You know, so yeah, so basically everyone can see.
Are we gonna see you more on social media again now, or are you still gonna take a back seat and just see how things develop?
I'm still gonna see
Yeah.
be on social media, and do you know what I mean? And I even jumped on TikTok.
Okay, on TikTok now as well.
Yeah, and I've basically done few lives, and some people are, you know, like they just they can't seem to comprehend, you know, like the change in me. You know, like a lot of people in the comments
They want that
say
old
stuff
AC.
like, "Oh, like this is not AC. AC's being cloned. Like, oh, AC's been, you know, like they want that madness,
yeah.
the controversy. You know, like AC, the stuff that I was doing. And obviously, I'm telling you, listen, you're like, you're not going to see that. Do you know what I mean? That's.
Wait, how did you usually deal with the trolls? The trolls was hard sometimes. Did they affect you?
It did.
Yeah.
2019 when I was active on the lives and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People would come and say stuff in the comments, and I'll read it and then react to it. Do you know what I mean? And then before you know it, the video, that live will end up on YouTube. And then the only part you're gonna see is AC basically going mad, cussing, but no one really knew what led to
that reaction.
You know, to me having to react the way I used to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it's just the whole thing has been obviously a learning curve. You know what I mean? Only God knows why I went through what I went through. Do you know what I mean? And perhaps if I wasn't strong enough, maybe I wouldn't have gone through that ordeal. Do you know what I mean? And the fact that I came out on the other side, back to my old self, you know, that within itself is a testimony. Do you know what I mean? And I, you know, yeah, moving forward, I want to, you know, continue doing my music and, you know, and many other stuff. Yeah, basically, I just want to, you know, say RB to Hypo. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, again, when I first met him, you know, got on really well, and unfortunately for me, it was just, you know, like me going through my, you know, my difficult moment, my trauma, you know, my mental health breakdown. It basically led to me clashing, you know, arguing with him, but it was someone that I didn't have any issue with, you know, from my part. You know, I genuinely did like him, you know, and I just wanna send my condolences to his families and friends. You know, I was really saddened, you know, when I got when I heard that he passed away. Do you know what I mean? So may he rest in peace. And yeah, so I just wanted to get that out there. You know, like I genuinely did like him, but it was just my head space wasn't there for me to have a good relationship with anybody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I just wanted to, yeah, say that, man. RP Hypo. You know what I mean?
Praise to be God, man. Praise to be God. Guys,
And,
you asked for it. We've delivered. That there was AC African Child. And I hope you guys can take from this the transition that he's having. I hope you guys can respect that he's admitted his mistakes, that he knows he's wrong, he's taking accountability, and he's asking for the space and time for healing for not just himself but also for those who also offended. Of course, RIP Hypo times 100, of course. And yeah, thank you for coming and sharing your story on our platform. I'm pretty sure when everyone sees this, they'll understand. And as much as some may not want to be your friend, they'll respect it. So you know what? He's taking accountability. He's apologized. You know what? We fuck with AC. And at Big Ego, we definitely do. So big up yourself and thank you for coming down. And that there is another Big Ego Media interview. Big shout out to Sion London for hosting us over here. Like I said, the description of the restaurant bar will be in the bio. Make sure you check them out. Black owned business in Southeast London, Dulwich. And we're out.